All right, alt season just started. It's official. Pack your bags. Shit's about to hit the fan. Over the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you 3 charts that have just triggered major buy signals. I'm also going to tell you the top projects I'm personally accumulating that I plan to make massive cash from. And I'm going to give you a free indicator that you can add to TradingView that will tell you exactly when to buy and sell. And it's scary accurate. I'm going to walk you guys through it. Oh, by the way, if you can't sit down and pay 10 minutes of attention to my video so I can give you the entire game plan that's netted me multi-six figures already, you should go into work tomorrow, take your boss by the hand, get on your knees, and suck his because you're gonna be at that job for a while, buddy. You may as well at least get a promotion. So, first off, I need to give you a free indicator. It'll be very useful for you, and I'm going to be using it throughout this video, so you have to get this indicator. Trust me, this is well worth your time. Go and click this button right here, the indicator button, then type in Vu Manchu Cipher. Then I want you to go ahead and click to turn on Vu Manchu Cipher B plus divergences and Vu Manchu Cipher A. I already have these on. That's what these weird bubbles down here are, and that's what these random symbols at the top of my various different candles are. And also, to make this work even better, go over to the candlesticks and turn on Heikinashi candles. So now you've done that, let me explain the indicator real quick. Essentially, Vu Manchu Cipher is a combination of like 5, 6, 7, 8 different indicators all in one. It's pretty much like a buy one, get 5 free sort of setup, except it's 100% free. You have your momentum waves, which are these big waves right here. If one of these big blue waves gets too high, that essentially means the coin is being overbought. And when they get all the way down here, the lower they go, the more oversold they are. So essentially, if something is, extremely oversold, the likelihood is it's going to have a bounce. If something is really overbought, the likelihood is it's probably going to have a correction. Now, also, you have these green and red money flow waves. This is relatively simple. If the wave is green and it's going upwards, that means more money is going into the coin than is going out of it. And if the wave is coming down and it's red, that means that more money is flowing out of it, aka there's more sell volume than there is buy volume. But you could flat out ignore everything I just said and only focus on this one key indicator that pops up. The buy signal, which is triggered down here with a green dot, or the sell signal, which is triggered up here as a red dot. This right here on the weekly time frames is scary accurate. If we come over to ETH, we can quite clearly see that on the weekly chart back here at the end of December, we got a very, very clear sell signal and the market proceeded to go down. And we can see that recently, about 3-4 weeks ago, we received a brand new buy signal, and would you look what the chart has done? It's gone up. If you're new to crypto and you don't have Vu Manchu Cipher turned on, you are missing out so much easy data and realistically a very, very, very trusted and historically accurate buy and sell signal that can at the very least be a confluence for you. Now, it doesn't mean this indicator is 100% right. If you come down to the lower time frames, let's say the minute, it is triggering buys and sells literally all the time. If you come to the hour again, and it's definitely not super accurate with predicting short-term moves. But when you use this on higher time frames, let's say the weekly or even the monthly chart, it is scary accurate. So now let's go down and open up Bitcoin dominance. This is essentially how much of a percent of the total crypto market cap is in Bitcoin. And the lower this goes, the more money has actually trickled into alts. Now, we're making this video because alt season is upon us. Alt season is coming. And I'm going to show you a few signs on this chart and another couple charts that pretty much confirm we're very likely either about to go into an alt season or it's already begun. What we can see here is that around the end of last year, right here, November 4th, this is where Trump won the election. Bitcoin had been going on a run, but when Trump got elected, all of a sudden, Bitcoin dominance dropped through the floor and went down here to around 54%. Now, if you were around during this period of time at the end of last year, you know that when Bitcoin dominance dropped, alts went absolutely ballistic. We want to see Bitcoin dominance drop through the floor. And when it drops through the floor, all of that money doesn't disappear. It goes directly into altcoins and we have an alt season. I'll go ahead and show you guys what happened last cycle. This is the start of 2021 right here. We can see that Bitcoin dominance is extremely high. Almost 3/4 of the market is in Bitcoin. What happens is we see Bitcoin dominance absolutely get nuked. It drops through the floor. It goes down to a low of about 40% down here, as you can see. All of that money went out of Bitcoin and into altcoins. And this right here was the alt season. And the reason I showed you that is because that's what we're looking for again. On the weekly chart, we could see that Bitcoin dominance has printed a sell. However, the money flow is still very, very, very strong. And the reason for that is because institutions, BlackRock, all of these big money guys with super deep pockets are paying more attention to Bitcoin than ever. When we look at what used to happen, I would be surprised if we see something as violent as that again. However, there's way more money in crypto. So we don't necessarily need as big of a drop in Bitcoin dominance to get an insane alt season. So when you look at these little targets right here, my green, my yellow, my orange, and my red, you can pretty much expect an incredible alt season anytime that we get below this green line right here. And that was already evidenced by this zone right here where Trump got elected and Bitcoin dominance only went from about 61% down to around 54%. And you saw alts go absolutely ballistic here off this simple drop in Bitcoin dominance. You had XRP 5xing, you had all of these new AI plays going on absolute tears. It was absolutely crazy. So if we see Bitcoin dominance drop anywhere down to this green line and likely break through it and come down to maybe the 50% level, we are going to see absolute mania in alts and we are all going to get super rich if you're positioned from now. The next chart I want you to look at is USDT dominance. USDT dominance is what percentage of the total capital in the crypto markets is in stablecoins. Currently, it's about 4.65%. If we come over here and we have a look at the bear market, we can see that pretty much during the bear market, around 10% of the total crypto market cap was in stablecoins. It went to around 9.47%. Basically, the way this chart works is the more money you see in stablecoins, the higher USDT dominance is, the less money there is in the actual markets. So the higher USDT DOM goes, the worse it is for assets. The lower USDT DOM goes, the more people are deployed, the more people are speculating. Over here, we can see at the end of last year, when we had that little run, there was a record 97% or so of money in the market, something like that, 96, 97%. We want to see USDT dominance drop way down. Now, what's interesting is that this is where alt season really began last time. This right here was kind of the starting point of alt season. And as you see, this down here more or less marked the bottom of alt season. If you see anywhere below this, as we move towards the 3, maybe even the 2% USDT DOM area, that is some serious taking profit zones. That means we're in full-blown mania. We're in full-blown alt season. The whole market is going ballistic. They've lost their mind. And this right here is where we're going to get super rich. Those two charts should be bookmarked. The news isn't your friend. Crypto influencers and calls, key opinion leaders, they're definitely not your friend. The charts are your friend, and they'll tell you exactly what stage of the cycle we're in. The lower Bitcoin dominance goes, the more money is flowing into altcoins. The lower USDT dominance goes, the more money is deployed in the market in general, including Bitcoin, including ETH, including alts. There's only so far it can go down, to be honest with you, which means when you start seeing those zones come in, maybe even a little bit higher than they were last cycle because there's just more money, it's a more mature market, it's time to start taking profits. You don't want to give money back, and please don't complicate this. 99% of people are going to fuck this up and they're going to give all their money back, right? And believe me, I've been there. I've made life-changing money last cycle, gave it back, made it back again at the end of last cycle, got rugged on Luna. It's why they say you pretty much get numb after being in crypto for a few cycles, because ultimately you've lost it, you've gained it, you've lost it, you gained it so many times that you're just kind of dead inside. So these are the 3 core categories and narratives that make up my portfolio. I think they're going to be the hottest. One of them is undeniably the hottest. Number 1, we have AI. Number 2, we have layer 1s. And number 3, we have memes. Now, AI is undeniably by far the biggest narrative of this cycle. This is the biggest narrative that I hold bags in, and this is absolutely not one to miss. My absolute top holding is BitTensor. Tau has done so well off the bottom. If we come over here and we look at the past month, the low was around like $180, something like that. It's already done like a 2 or 3x off the lows, and that's showing like a massive, massive, massive sign of strength. Now, I've also got smaller stuff. Desync is a good play. I've also got some Node AI, some GPU, some PAL as well. PAL had a little bit of a controversy and FUD at the end of last year, but they seem to have remedied the situation very well, and they're bouncing back nicely. And I also have a bag of hash, which is definitely on like the mega low cap space, but that naturally means it can just do stupid X's, which we've seen happen right off the bottom over the past month. Now, there is actually a real case to be made that it's extremely undervalued as well, because the entire AI market cap is 36.57 billion. In the real world, there are single companies who have 10x the valuation of the entire sector of crypto AI. I think ChatGPT has something like a $300 billion valuation. That alone for one single company, yeah, it's the biggest, but still, one single company in AI is 10 times larger than the entire market cap of the whole industry of crypto AI. So I think the gains we're going to see here in crypto AI is absolutely next level. Next up, number 2, we have layer 1s. Now, the reason why layer 1s are such an easy category to invest in is because they have built-in demand. My second largest holding in the world is Sui. Sui has been on an absolute tear. Another big holding of mine is AVAX, and of course, a massive holding of mine is Ethereum. They've been suppressing the price like crazy. BlackRock's buying it up. The Trumps are buying it up. Ethereum has been, really shitted on for quite a while. I think it's going to make an absolute tear. Layer 1s are essentially the casino chips that you need in order to take part on chain. All of these blockchains, other people, developers, project creators, they launch tokens and they launch projects and they build tech on top of these blockchains. They're basically like a platform, right? So you and I could go and, launch a token tomorrow on AVAX if we wanted to. And if people wanted to invest in it, they would have to own the native token of the blockchain. When we really hit like the mega speculation phase where people were just throwing money at everything and there were coins launching every single day on all of these layer 1 blockchains, on Sui, on Ethereum, on AVAX, even Sol as well, which, I think has taken a little bit of a backseat now because of the meme mania, but it's definitely going to run. It's definitely going to have, its time. There's definitely a lot of activity there. But when people want to come over and essentially speculate on the random projects launching daily, they need to buy the native currency. That is Ethereum. For Sui, that's Sui. And for AVAX, that's AVAX, of course. A huge great case for this was the all-time high for Solana, where it hit about $290, $300. And the reason for that was because Trump launched his meme coin. And all of a sudden, the entire crypto space rushed over to Solana and had to buy Sol in order to speculate and ape and invest in Donald Trump's meme coin. So it absolutely spiked like crazy. Now, finally, my kind of more degenerate, random, just throw money at some stuff, because I know like there is some big X's here, is meme coins. Meme coins make up a minority of my portfolio. However, they're 100% worth having. We caught some crazy X's last year on memes, and although I do think they're about to take a backseat to utility projects midterm, I do know for a fact that memes are absolutely worth having exposure to, and the total meme coin market cap is around 70 billion. I think at the all-time high, when we were getting that crazy run, it was about 150 bill. So it's still about 2x off the all-time high. Memes will absolutely go crazy. They will run again. However, I do think utility alts are basically going to get their day in the light, and they're going to be what's up next on the menu. In terms of memes, I'm a big Murad cult coin list narrative guy. Those are the coins I'm positioned in. For me, my biggest meme coin holding is SPX 6900. I've covered it tons here on the channel. I think the just relatability and brand recognition of essentially it being a joke version of the S&P 500, I think that's huge. And if you ever post a post, like you can go test this out if you want, go ahead and post anything about SPX on Twitter. You will get like dozens of replies from people that are just searching for anybody talking about it so they can plaster propaganda in the comment section below. The community is actually next level. I also have some Giga's solid. I also have some Bitcoin, some Harry Potter, Obama Sonic 10 Inu. I've got some Apu. This right here, this absolutely crazy token ticker name, Harry Potter, Obama Sonic 10 Inu. All of these fit the category of these kind of just crazy cult coins. And again, like I said, although this does make up kind of like a minority of my portfolio, it's worth having some exposure. And when memes start really going crazy, I'm probably going to be taking some aggressive profits, because that might mean we're getting close to, the end of this major alt season and this major, final leg of the bull run in general. That's it. That's what I'm buying. I gave you tons of sauce in this video. If you made it to the end, you're one of the rare few who actually has an attention span that's slightly bigger than a goldfish, and congratulations for that. Now, if you appreciated this video and the value I dropped and the, free indicator I gave you, etc., can you do 3 things for me very, very quickly? Can you follow me on Twitter? Can you join my free Telegram? It's completely free. I drop a lot more sauce on there. I can pump out posts there quicker than I can make videos, so there's more sauce over there for you. And subscribe to this channel. Cool. Peace. Have a good day.